It is 8 a.m. on this Thursday morning, July 16th, 2020. It's time now for the Peter Chillo Morning News on this Thursday morning, July 16th, 2020. Good morning, y'all. This lovely Thursday morning, July 16th, 2020, 8 a.m. at 59 degrees and not in Massachusetts. Top stories on the Peter Chillo Morning News at 8 a.m. is President Trump replaces campaign manager Brett Prescott in a major shakeup. Georgia Governor Biden kept 4 cities, countries for required masks as coronavirus surges in the state. Peter Navarro's claims about Dr. Epi Fauci are misleading and lack context. Trump administration shifts control of coronavirus hospital data from CDC to HHS. One of America's largest school districts will not reopen for in-person instruction until February at the earliest. Texas shatters record for turnout in Democrat runoff. Positive news is Kansas call for volunteers to be infected with a coronavirus to test vaccines. Supreme Court rules federal execution of Wesley Perkins can be proceed. Footage of police body cameras offer devastating account of Floyd killing. Pelosi signals flexibility on sides of renewed unemployment payments. Trump weakens environmental laws to speed up infrastructure projects. Edward Colson's statue stood for 125 years. The Black Lives Matter statue that replaced it stood for about 25 hours. China vows retaliation against U.S. over Hong Kong sanctions. Russia interference report to be published. Siberian heat streak and Arctic temperature record virtually possible without global warming, study says. The European Union's top court on Thursday and validated an arrangement under which social media companies like Facebook can transfer personal data of EU residents to the United States. Research of North Korean development and arsenals of evade missile defenses. U.S. imposes fresh sanctions on Russia businessman Yevgeny Prigozhin. For the second time this week, the Supreme Court made an early movement with the first to lift the injunction block the execution of 16-year-old Wesley Perkins and whoever remains scheduled to die. Democrats had a bill and 11-point edge on GOP with voters. Inmates fight policies at bar, clergy figure, execution chamber. The world entered a nuclear age exactly 75 years ago, Thursday, the location of central U.S. contextual where the U.S. government created at the Trinity test instead of a fortified plutonium-based bomb. A former Canadian professional football player and a California government said his involvement in the Spartan killer Mr. scandal that it was more than 50 people charged. Maryland Governor Larry Hogan said the state has governed more than $47 in private fraudulent unemployment insurance claims filed as part of a massive sophisticated crime scheme involving widespread identity theft. The Justice Department has, for the first time in that night, later than North Shore examined 13 gang and terrorism-related charges. Trump administration said as prosecutors revealed an amnesty against 22 gang members. The Trump administration on Wednesday opposed fresh sanctions that targeted Russia. We already did that. Take a look at the stocks today. Out. Up to 27.51 at 26,874.10. SP 5 up 12.04, 32.26.56, and Nasdaq up 61.92 at 10.550.49. China's economy rebounds after a steep slump. Weak demand. U.S. stitches raise best. Moderna coronavirus vaccine showed early progress. Cold requires sharp and square mask started Monday as its stores nationwide followed. Walmart, Stanley Club, and Kroger. Jobless figures not showed both set of crisis. Spacewalk outside the International Space Station. Official COVID-19 fatality under pandemic deaths told by many hundreds of Pacific Northwest. Missouri study finds most likely prevented stylists from passing on coronavirus to 139 clients. Attleboro area officials responded to teacher union school reopening plan. North Attleboro Town Hall reopened at the end of the month. North Attleboro, after years of delay, the town finally put the tax break for it. Out of deal with the movement is for Rhode Island Route 1. Route 1 eyesore coming down in North Attleboro. As sitting prominently in the corner of the chest at East Washington Street, the 4 ABC factory building has been attracted attention to not of all its good. The bald eagles of London dominated it says since the late 18th century, the bald eagles have been known as an American symbol of Julie. These large birds of prey. Large prey birds are spread out by North America and some parts of the low prey state. Buckner Hazen, market among Muslim for the U.S. as the national stadium. Hasn't correspondingly average park area renter would need to work 2.5 full-time jobs for the typical two-bedroom apartment. Despite the quartermass challenge, the Paragon Carousel and Elm opened for the summer season. Safety measures opened up drawing back families to create lasting positive memories. Weymouth Library is scheduled to open in September. Peter Chill News Time, 8:06. Time now for a sports report. Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, Preston DeChambeau. Headline loaded memorial. Titans paid Derrick Henry less than Chris Johnson got in 2011. Peter Chill News Time is 8:06. Time now for Peter Channel driving in transit check. Beep! On the MTA subway system, looking good. On the commuter rail, Fitchburg Line train 7:10 a.m. from Rochester Library 10 minutes basket between air and off station due to the freight train traffic and freight line train 7:46 6:30 from Rochester Library near scheduled between Lincoln and off station. Greenwich Line train 072 6:37 a.m. from Greenwich is now operating near scheduled between Weymouth Landing and East Bridgeway at South Station. And the ferries, they are looking good. Ninety-five northbound side a little bit so between Providence and Mansfield. Route 3 is southbound side also 128 at Burlington 290 on the westbound side a little bit so after before the Pike in Worcester and Merritt Parkway eastbound also West Haven Stretch and 95 on the northbound side a little bit so around the Bridgewater to Merritt Parkway eastbound side a little bit so between the Stamford Bridge Port in the Norwalk area and 91 southbound side a little bit so on upstate Vermont around the U.S. Canadian border. Peter Chill News Time is 8:07. Time now for weather report to be heat rise to the mean near the ports of Southern New England as Sunday, Monday, heat index of 95 to 100 degrees. And now, looking at the weather situation, it'll be most of the skies for the day. High 76 degrees, common coming in east around 5 to 7 miles in the morning. Tonight, most of the skies by 59 degrees, up to about 3 to 6 miles after Friday. Check Saturday afternoon, most of the skies about 77 degrees, up to about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Guess size 20 miles an hour. Just 30% new people less than 7 days possible for Friday night. Slight chance of showers before midnight. Most skies about 68 degrees, up about 3 to 8 miles an hour. Chance of 20% for Saturday. Most skies about 90 degrees, a low 69, and west wind about 3 to 7 miles an hour for Sunday. Sun skies about 92, low 74 degrees, and southwest about 3 to 8 miles an hour for Monday. Check the showers at 2 p.m. Part skies about 92, low 74 degrees, southwest about 8 miles an hour. Chance of 30% for Tuesday. Most skies about 90, low 74 degrees, light for wind. Chance of 30% and for Wednesday. Check the shots to put the test 82 degrees, southwest by 3 to 5 hours down. Just 30%. Currently, they're not in the spirit 66 degrees. That's me for the Peter Chill Water News on this. July 16th, 2020 on a Thursday morning. People to be a good morning, guys. It's 6 people. Be healthy, be well. Hope you have a wonderful day.